I'm CM Coleman, and welcome to Free Friday. Free Friday is a day where I could discuss anything, but today I'm going to talk about what I get asked a lot, and I mean a lot, and that is, why bother making it yourself? A lot of people tell me that they can go out and buy these things that I make, and it would be a lot easier for them. To which I say, yeah, that's true, you can go buy it, and it's a lot easier. However, there are a couple things to think about. One is they ask if it's going to be cheaper. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, it just depends. Some ingredients really are cheap to buy, other ingredients are not. They ask if it's going to be time consuming. That one's a hard one to answer. Because let's talk about making cookies. Making cookies maybe takes 5-6 minutes to make up the dough and then 20 minutes in the oven. That doesn't seem bad, but you still have to clean up the kitchen. Bread is the one which is really weird because it can take you maybe, 10 minutes, 20 minutes to make up the dough, punch it down, divide it and everything. But the rising time can be 3 hours and then another hour to bake. So that can be a bit much, but it allows you to do other things. The main reason why I do what I do, make most of my stuff, is the fact that the quality is much, much better. I find that, in fact, there are some things I can't even buy. I make a dark chocolate syrup that I use in my breakfast smoothie. You can't buy that chocolate syrup because mine is half stevia, half sugar, and it's a black chocolate syrup. I've never even seen one on the market yet. So I make it myself. My vanilla is wonderful. I mean, it's probably the best vanilla that I've ever had. So I can't buy that. I could probably buy it, but the cost would be really way more than what I'm willing to pay. The other thing is the satisfaction. Imagine being able to say I made that from scratch myself, which is really cool. Sometime on one of those Make It Mondays, I'll show you how to make self-rising flour and those sort of things. So another thing to think about is if you do not have an ingredient, you might be able to make it. So that's sort of cool too. I can buy fewer items because then I make them myself. One of the coolest things that I ever did was probably the cinnamon chips. If you've ever had cinnamon chips, they're okay. But I found a way to make them which had a more intense cinnamon flavor, and I also found that you could then do pumpkin pie chips and all sorts of different chips. Yes, I will. If you're interested, I can show you how to make all of these things. But I want to stress, the great reason to do all this is because of the quality. The quality can be unbelievably great. Is it worth the time? I think so. Is it worth the effort? I definitely know that. It's definitely worth the effort. However, there are some things it is not worth making. Unless you have an almond tree growing outside of your house, making your own almond milk is a nice idea, but absolutely pointless. Pointless. I can say that I made my own almond milk for a while, and I think I worked it out that each two pints was something like $6 or $7 when I can go out and buy it for $2.98, $3.98 at the store, and I can actually even get it at a health food store for probably about $4.98, and that's organic and certified and all that stuff. So hey, and that's not even looking around. I'm sure there are better prices someplace. So yes, there are some things it's better to buy, other things that it's better to make. The other thing which I'm really big on, and I wasn't going to mention this, but I want to try to eat healthier. And by eating healthier, I don't mean that I'm going to start now just eating rabbit food. No, no, no. What I mean is I want to have less chemicals, so I'm going to eat cleaner, which means that a lot of processed foods will not be something that I'll be consuming anymore. So, that being said, I am not giving up cookies and cake and candy. So if I have to make it myself, so be it. That's okay. And plus, the cool part about this is I can gear the flavors to what I like. And that's really great. No longer will you have to deal with something which you sort of like. You're going to be able to say to yourself, I absolutely love this item because I know the flavors. So there you have it. That's why I do what I do. I can control quality, I can control the taste, and I can also control the amount, because I can make some and then freeze it in whatever stage that I need to freeze it in, so that way when I go to when I go to, need some more, say like cookies, I have them just as easy as getting them out of the freezer section at the grocery store, and I'm not even leaving my house. But I also make sure that I have everything that I might need to make these items on hand. Just makes life simple. Alright, that being said, what I want you to do go out there is try making something yourself. If you have comments or questions or suggestions, just let me know. You hit like if you enjoyed this video. Also, there's a link to subscribe. Check out our Make It Mondays. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I post a new video recipe. Wednesday, I talk about some sort of baking idea or something like that. And then Free Fridays, who knows what I'm going to talk about. But if you have any ideas, comments, or suggestions, leave me a message in the comments. I will talk to you again later. And once again, make yourself at home.